Topic of this week are solution, suspension, colloids, in comparison of solution, suspension and colloids, society, science and technology. My objectives are that students will be able to define solution, suspension and colloids, to differentiate between solution, suspension and colloid, and to answer the questions related to these topics from exercise, and to know how the solution is useful for society. Before starting the lecture, review the previous knowledge. We have learned about solubility, like dissolve like principle, and the effect of temperature on solubility in the previous lecture. Today our topic is solution, suspension and colloid. First of all, we will discuss about solution. So what is solution? Solution is defined as the homogeneous and stable mixture of two components. One component in the solution which is present in small quantity is solute. Another component which is present in large quantity is solvent. For example, salt and water form a homogeneous solution. Because salt present in small quantity, so it is solute, and water present in large quantity, so it is solvent. And when salt dissolves in water, it is evenly distributed. So it forms a homogeneous solution. Now we will discuss about characteristics of the solution. Solution is called homogeneous because molecules or ions of solute are evenly distributed throughout the solution. Why the solution is stable? Because molecules or ions of solute particles do not settle down. They are evenly distributed throughout the solution. Size of particle in case of solution are between 0.1 to 1 nanometer. Particles are so small that they cannot be seen by naked eye, by ordinary microscope and by electron microscope. Particles of the solution are so small that they can pass through ordinary and ultrafilter paper. Ultrafilter paper is the filter paper that contain very small pores as compared to ordinary filter paper. Solution is transparent, light can easily pass through the solution, and the light cannot be scattered. Because the particles are very small, they are unable to scatter the light particles. Now we will discuss about suspension. Suspension is defined as a heterogeneous mixture of two substances, one of which is finally divided and dispersed in the other. For example, sand and water. When the sand dissolves in water, it forms suspension because sand is not evenly distributed and settle down at the bottom when remain undisturbed. So this is the heterogeneous mixture of sand and water. Now we will discuss about characteristics of suspension. Particles of suspension settle down at the bottom when remain undisturbed. Particles of suspension are bigger than 1000 nanometer, and particles are visible to the naked eye because they are greater as compared to the solution. Particles of suspension cannot pass through ordinary and electron microscope. They do not transmit the light and they can scatter the light because the particles of suspension are greater, so they can easily scatter the light particles. Now we will discuss about colloids. Colloids is defined as heterogeneous mixture of tiny particles dispersed through the medium. Colloidal solution consists of dispersed phase and dispersion medium. In colloidal solution, solid form dispersed phase as in case of solution, and liquid form dispersion medium. For example, dust in water, fog in air are the example of colloidal solution. In case of fog, water droplets are dispersed in the air. Now we will discuss about the characteristics of colloidal solution. Size of particles in case of colloids are between 1 to 1000 nanometer. Particles are not visible by naked eye but ordinary and a microscope, but visible under the high power electron microscope. Particles can pass through ordinary filter paper but cannot pass through ultrafilter paper because the pore size in case of ultrafilter paper is very small. Light can scatter through the colloidal particles because the particles are larger in size. This table will show the difference between solution, suspension and colloids. First property is size of particle. In case of true solution, size of particle is very small, between 0.1 to 1 nanometer. In case of colloidal solution, size is between 1 to 1000 nanometer, and in case of suspension, size is greater than 1000 nanometer. Second property is nature of the solution. In case of true solution, the nature is homogeneous. Colloidal solution is heterogeneous, but it appears homogeneous. And suspension is also the heterogeneous solution. Third property is visibility. Solute particles are invisible to the naked eye and under the high power electron microscope in case of solution. In case of colloidal solution, solute particles are not visible by the naked eye but can view under the high power electron microscope. In case of suspension, the solute particles are also visible to the naked eye. Fourth property is stability. Solute particles do not settle down and are stable because they are evenly distributed. In case of colloidal solution, solute particles are not settled down and are stable. In case of suspension, solute particles settle down and are unstable when remain undisturbed. Next property is filtration. In case of true solution, solute particles can pass through filter paper and no residue is seen on the filter paper. They can pass through ordinary filter paper and can also pass through ultrafilter paper because the particle size is very small. In case of colloidal solution, solute particles pass through the filter paper and no residue is left. In case of suspension, solute particles cannot pass through filter paper and residue is left on the filter paper because the particle size is greater. Transparency. In case of true solution, the particles cannot scatter the light and the light can easily pass through the solution. So solution is transparent. In case of the colloidal solution, light cannot pass and they can scatter the light. In case of suspension, the light cannot pass and they can also scatter the light. Next, we will discuss that how the solution is useful for the society. Most of the substances we need for the existence are solution. For example, air we breathe is the gaseous solution containing the mixture of nitrogen, oxygen, carbon dioxide and rare gases. The water we drink is not pure. It contains many gases and minerals essential for health. Similarly, vinegar, which is the solution of water and acetic acid, soft drink which contain dissolved carbon dioxide. Similarly, shampoo, kerosene and gasoline are the liquid solutions. We use many solid solutions in our daily lives as well as. For example, gold is a solid solution of gold and some copper. Similarly, solid solution of brass and steel is used for making the utensils, buses, cars and trains, etc. Solid solution of aluminium and magnesium metal are used to make the parts of aeroplane. Similarly, dental filling are the liquid solution of metal in mercury. Hope you will understand the topic. Thank you so much.